Well, we all feel it, but how does stress impact your health? April is Stress Awareness Month. KTIV's Katie Koppel spoke with an expert to learn how to ease the strain of stress.
From things at home to things at school, even your job. There are a lot of factors that can cause stress in someone's life, and that stress can have a negative impact on your overall health.
Stress is our body's natural response to increasing demands or challenges.
Kim Goslinga is a psychiatric and mental health nurse practitioner with Orange City Area Health Systems. She says everyone feels stress in different ways.
When we're thinking about physical symptoms, people might experience headaches. They might experience muscle tension, especially like in the back and shoulders. Emotionally, this can lead to sadness or even depression. If it's chronic, long-term, we can see an increase in anxiety.
Knowing how stress affects your body is critical.
Knowing what causes an individual stress, like for some people it's just having too much on their plate, too busy of a schedule. I think that happens a lot in kids and teens.
And it's important to watch for signs of stress in kids and teens.
If there's a sudden change in their behaviors, if you're seeing more mood swings, when kids aren't sleeping as well, I think when it gets to be significantly problematic, we're seeing teens have more risky behaviors, turning to substances or maybe skipping school or truant from school.
Being aware of what causes you stress can help manage its impacts on your everyday health.
When we say managing stress, that's kind of what it means, is knowing what causes those problems and those feelings, and then making sure you're not overdoing it or not having too much on your plate.
Stress is largely unavoidable, but knowing how and when to take a break is key to overall health and wellness.
I think scheduling rest is important, scheduling days to relax and kind of not be overwhelmed with those things.
In Orange City, Iowa, Katie Koppel, KTIV News 4.
For more on managing the stress in your life, well, you can visit this story at ktiv.com.